Hi, I'm Fiona McAllister and this is my Life with a Cast video series. And in this video I'm going to show you how to make a basic meal that you can feed your family while you've got your cast on. These are some meatballs that I've previously arranged on this pan using my good hand. And so now I'm going to open up the oven, and putting them in the oven is pretty easy. It's trickier when you're taking them out, and I'll show you how to do that when they're done in a few minutes. So now we're just going to go ahead and put them in the oven. Obviously just be careful not to touch the hot stuff. Now we're getting the water ready for the vegetables. Frozen vegetables. Fancy, I know, but you know, it's all about making sure people don't die right now than making fancy food. So you turn on the water, fill up your pot. Turn off the water. Pretty simple. I'm sure you could have figured that out all on your own. This is a brand new container of frozen vegetables, so I have to cut it. Don't make the hole too big if you haven't already cut a hole, because pouring them into the container into your pot can be a little tricky. So just kind of grab the bag like this and tuck your good hand right underneath the spout of where you cut, so that you have a little bit of control over how much food you're pouring into the pots. Just kind of ease them out like that until you figure that's enough for your family. And to close up the bag, I just use these IKEA clips. And you have the use of your fingers again, you can help out a little bit with that. Otherwise, if you have to do it one-handed, just start at the back and push forward and tuck the other part of the bag in with your finger and thumb. Snap it closed, and you can put it back in your freezer. Now it's time to turn over the meatballs. Make sure you use some sort of oven mitt. Just pull out the tray as far as it will go from your oven. Normally I would just use a flat spatula, but this round spoon works perfectly because I can scoop up the meatballs since I'm not actually got my other hand to hold the pan still. You can just flip them over a little bit, or you can just use the end of it to roll them. Now, if I was a real Martha Stewart, I would peel and cut and mash potatoes, but since I'm not, we're going to use these powder potatoes. So same as before, you turn your water on, fill up your measuring cup with however much you're making of those potatoes for your family. Check it, turn the water off. Put your water in your pot. I have to put salt in, and this is just a standard Tupperware container, so in order to open this, you just leave it on the cupboard and then rest your arm on it, grab it, and pull up with your hand. And just kind of shake the container until the lid comes off. 1/4 teaspoon, boom. Putting on the lid, just do the same thing but in reverse. Start at the back, push it down, and then push it down until it thumps or snaps into place. Next we need some margarine. So this, you just stick your thumb right in the center of the lid, pull up, spin it around, do that all the way around, and then when you've got a little bit of the lid off, it'll just pop right off. For measuring the margarine, just stick your stomach right up against the container, and it'll give you the resistance so you're not pulling the container off the cupboard. And you can put your hand like this to drag the top of the margarine off, and then it makes close enough to 1 tablespoon. Then you can use your thumb to pull it out and drop it in there. Then I have to boil this. We've got our potatoes cooking on the back burner and the vegetables cooking here. Well, rather the water for the potatoes is boiling. Just give that a quick stir. Now for measuring your potatoes, thankfully this box is already open, and I'm using this liquid measuring cup because it's so much easier than trying to do this with the dry measuring cups. when you've busted your hand, just pour it into the box like that. Put your milk in there. Then pour your flakes in. Similar as I showed you using your body to hold the margarine container when you're pulling out the butter, the margarine. You lean your body up against the pot and stir in the direction to stir these all together where the handle will lean against your body. At first it's really liquidy, so you don't need to worry about that, but in a moment when it gets a little bit thicker, the pot will start to move. See? You can see it starting to move with that. So you just lean it against your stomach, and then you can stir it to your heart's content, and your pot's not going to go anywhere. Our meatballs are ready now, so they're kicking up some juice. And actually this is a really light pan, so lifting it up again with one arm is not a big deal. It's when you got something heavy in here like a casserole dish where you gotta get help. You just gotta get somebody with 2 hands to pull that out for you. I'm sure you could do it with one hand, but why make your life hard if you don't need to? There we go. Then you just, for the meatballs, taking them off the pan, using a spoon like this, just scoop them up and dish them onto your plate for your family. Make sure you grab a pot holder to pull out that colander or strainer because it's going to be hot from the water, and then you can dump them back in the pot. The other thing you can do with your vegetables, if you find that putting them in the strainer is a little bit tricky, is use this spoon that you use to get your meatballs out that has the holes, and just scoop a bit out and the water will drain through. And then for our potatoes, just scoop some out. There you have it. By no means is that meal going to win you Chef of the Year award, but it will allow you to feed your family. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe to my channel.